Tom, you just couldn't leave without giving us one snow before you go. Appreciate all you meant to this community, the Spokane area. Go Eagles.
Wow.
I love that.
Eastern Washington head football coach Aaron Mess right there, Tom.
Go Eagles. My
In
son
the
is an
snow.
Eagle.
There we go.
So I'm all about the Eagles.
Yeah.
And obviously appropriate that he shot that when it was snowing and blowing outside.
Sorry.
Yeah, Tom, by the way, has been a weather expert for 32 years. So when a major weather hits the inland Northwest, Tom is the trusted source to get our communities through it.
So Jeremy LaGoo highlights now some of the major weather events that Tom has both endured himself and covered for our community.
For more than 30 years, Tom Sherry has brought us the weather, and frequently a smile and a laugh or two. But when the weather got serious, so did Tom. And that meant guiding us through everything from an epic ice storm to a historic heat wave. November 19th, 1996. It's a date that's likely frozen into the memory of any longtime resident.
So Ice Storm 96 was my first real big weather event as the chief meteorologist.
More than an inch and a half of freezing rain fell, coating power lines, trees, and roads.
Everybody, as you know, lost power, including KREM TV. And so we had the live truck out in the driveway, jerry-rigged by the greatest engineers ever. And so we were doing our broadcast out of the newsroom, and we only had very little power.
As trees crashed under the weight of the ice, more than half of Spokane's residents, 180,000 people, were left in the dark.
It was dangerously, dangerously cold. People were without power for a week to 10 days to 2 weeks. I personally was without power for almost 10 days.
An inconvenience for some, deadly for others. 4 people would die during ice storm, and damages would climb to top $22 million, making this ice storm one of the worst on record.
You know, we're pretty hardy people here in the inland Northwest. We don't roll over. At the same time, you start getting to a week to 10 days to 2 weeks, everybody just about cracked during that period.
Little more than a decade later, the inland Northwest would be hit with another storm of epic proportions.
We called it snowpocalypse.
In December of 2008, Tom Sherry would take to the air to report that about 2 feet of snow fell within a 24-hour period.
Come on over here quickly. This is Dave. Dave, I'm going to step onto your big shovel. I do remember that just from a personal point of view, the people here at work made heroic efforts to get to work, because their neighborhoods were snowed in. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, you know, you've got that all-wheel drive. Well, you're just not going anywhere. Of course, schools were closed, so everybody had to make adjustments there.
Spokane police would declare streets closed, the city was shut down, and then, over the next 2 weeks, the snow just continued to come.
We broke the record, and I said, now we get to be the ones to say, remember the winter of...
Travel became nearly impossible. Roofs collapsed under the incredible weight of the snow.
They heard what sounded as a freight train, and which was a collapse, and they were able to escape.
In 2015, it wasn't snow, but wind that caused widespread damage through the inland Northwest.
We saw high winds coming, windstorm in 2015. It wasn't just branches breaking off like we've seen in previous or since windstorms. It was actual trees being uprooted.
180,000 people would lose power, and some would be in the dark for weeks. At least 375 trees fell across the city, piercing roofs and blocking roads.
Everybody is in the community here, jumping in, helping out, and clearing up.
This past summer meant guiding the inland Northwest through a legendary heat dome. Spokane would post the hottest summer on record and the hottest temperature ever recorded in the town, 109 degrees. Spokane's medical examiner would end up reporting 17 heat-related deaths.
It was extremely important in times of not severe weather to just give them good factual weather and hopefully a smile along the way, and kind of be a little bit of a break from the rest of the news, which many times is you know, not pleasant. And then in times of severe weather, then be their go-to guy.
Heat, ice, snow, wind. Over the last 30 plus years, Tom has guided us through it all. It was his job, but it was also his honor.
Oh.
Very cool stuff, right?
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, Jeremy.
What a
Jeremy
look
is
back.
chief meteorologist now,
Yeah.
and he's going to be working on this shift, and couldn't have picked a better guy. There was some divine guidance or something there to bring him to KREM too, and he has just fit right in, and you know, he is great, and the viewers are going to learn that he's going to be really great.